call to mind a time when you have lost something of value. Maybe a cell phone, car keys, your wallet, something of value to you that buy a new wallet. But maybe this wallet was the one that was your father's or your grandfather's. Sure, you can go to the store, you can get a new phone, but maybe this one had been handed down to you from someone whom you loved. Maybe it's a piece of jewelry that you treasured forever, and now you go to your jewelry box to bring it out so that you can wear it, and it's not there anymore. That sense of panic, sense of loss, that sense of despair that comes over you as you begin to tear that jewelry box apart, taking out each and every piece. You start going through all your clothes, you look in all your pockets, you look in your pocketbooks, where is it? I know I had it, where did I put it? Oh, I had that experience yesterday. I asked him if I could share it because he's not here to defend himself, and he said, oh sure, that'll be fine. We're sitting in our living room, and he's taken some pictures on his phone, and so he wants to transfer those pictures to his computer, his laptop. And so he begins to take his phone apart. I say to him, what are you doing? He says, well, I want to move the micro SD card, the little bitty tiny card, from my phone into this card reader so I can upload the pictures to my laptop. So, you know, I just email the pictures to myself. That way I don't have to take my phone apart to do that. But he goes on, you know how techy he is. Of course he's going to do this. He goes on, he takes his phone apart, and he sees that little micro SD card. Now, it's about as small or smaller than your pinky fingernail. That's how tiny this is. He takes it out, he puts it in his card reader, but then it's not there. And he looks, he ups the card reader upside down, he shakes it, and he's sitting there. Now he's sitting on the couch of all places. So he says, you gotta help me find it. I don't know where it is. So I come over and we carefully stand him up off the couch to check to see if it fell. Maybe it's in his pocket, so opens up his pockets. We take the cushions off the couch to see where it is. We lift the couch up in case it's fallen somehow under the couch. He even goes behind the couch to rip apart the batting that's underneath. And in so doing, you know what he finds? Not his micro SD card, but a set of car keys that we lost about 5 years ago. He said, here they are. They moved with us in that couch all the way to North Carolina. No wonder we couldn't give the house key back when we sold the house. It was on that hearing. So he takes that all apart, still no micro SD card. We shake the laptop. Maybe it fell between the keys on the laptop. So we shake them, turn it upside down. He vacuums. Then he can sort through all the things he's collected in the vacuum cleaner. This man is desperate to find this micro SD card. Finally, he goes over to this little contraption, this card reader, and he shakes it. This time we hear something rattling. He had put it in the wrong slot. So he takes some tweezers, pulls it out, here it is, and he pops it in the right spot. This sense of panic over this silly SD card, although it had pictures and information on it that would be really hard to replace if it was truly lost. But he destroys the living room and the couch in searching for it. What a time that was. You see, Jesus uses these things of value to the people to tell a similar story. It's a story of how our God pursues relentlessly those who are lost. Jesus speaks first of sheep, a source of livelihood to most of the people to whom Jesus would be speaking. And he asked them a rather interesting question. Which one of you having 99, 100 sheep in your sheepfold, would leave the 99 behind to go in search of the one. Can you see these shepherds looking at each other? Of course I wouldn't do that. Why would I abandon 99 sheep in the wilderness to go after one? That one's just lost. I'd write that one off so that I can stay with the 99 and protect them from evil. You see, that's what the shepherd's job was to protect the sheep from wolves, from dangers that they might get themselves into. And so Jesus asked them this seemingly easy question. Of course not, why would I do that? But then Jesus goes on to say, the shepherd who leaves the 99 in the wilderness acts completely in a way that would not be expected and goes off to find the one. And in finding the one, the shepherd puts that sheep, picks it up, and holds it tight, rejoices in having found the lost, brings the lost sheep to the home. You never hear of the 99 again. They might still be wandering out in the wilderness trying to find their way home. We never hear of the 99. But Jesus brings the one that was lost. And in so doing, invites all to come and celebrate. For what was lost has been found. What a party Jesus throws as he invites his neighbors to celebrate with him over this one sheep that has been found. He then goes in to speak to the other part of the community gathered there, maybe a community of women who had followed him, maybe to expand the understanding of who God is. And he begins to talk about a woman who has lost a coin. These coins are about a day's wage, and she has 10 of them, except now she can only find 9. And she does as Lot does. She empties the house, sweeping the floor, looking for that one coin. For to her it is of most value. And when she finds it, she celebrates. She celebrates by inviting her neighbors to come and join with her, to rejoice with her, for what was lost has been found. You see, the God who loves us is a God who seeks after us. A God who seeks after us for the purpose of bringing us home. For the purpose of celebrating our return. Celebrating that the God who loves us has found us. It's not our seeking that matters. These stories are not about the sheep or the coin. They're just objects in the story. These parables are about God and what God is doing and about what life in the kingdom is all about. For when God is in charge, God seeks the lost. God seeks the lost. Tirelessly, relentlessly, completely. And when the lost are found, the kingdom rejoices. The angels in heaven rejoice. God gathers all of God's people together to celebrate the finding of this one who is lost. We hear in our Old Testament reading of Moses in a dialogue with God on the mountain. God is pretty angry right now. Sends Moses down. You go down to those people, for they have acted perversely. They have built an idol. And Moses intercedes for the people, pleading with God. Don't turn your back on them, God. Don't ignore them that they're lost. Don't be angry with them. Don't punish them, God. Turn aside. Turn aside from your anger. For you are a God of love and a God of promise. Remember the promises you made. Remember, God. Remember how much you loved these people, that you brought them out of slavery, that you're gathering and leading them through the barren land. Remember, God. Remember the great love you have. And turn aside from And what does this God do? Our God. He changes his mind. He changes his mind. He chooses not to punish, but instead to love. To love. Paul's blasphemy against the Lord God. And it is in the mercy of God that Paul's eyes are open. It's in the mercy of God that Paul is found, and that Paul is gathered into the story of Jesus, into the story of God's love and mercy for all. You see, our readings today witness to this merciful, loving, and forgiving God who gathers the lost, and in so gathering them rejoices without restraint, rejoices that they have been found, that you have been found, that I have been found, rejoices to gather us into the family, and all of heaven rejoices with it. We come today to be touched by this same loving God who mercifully, lovingly invites us to the table, who pours out his own Son, life, blood, body for us, feeding us with that mercy, strengthening us for the journey of life that we lead, calling to us to come home, calling to us to come back to Jesus, to come back to the one who loves us, to come back, to come back. Thanks be to God.